Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, y'all. No, shit, it is Wednesday. So that's how tired I am. This is my review for Next Gen NYC, Ep.2. How are y'all? I've had a long day. I just finished my Patreon video. That's probably gonna be uploaded probably tomorrow morning. And then, like, I watched this episode of Next Gen today, took my notes, and here I am. Damn, I really thought today was Tuesday. Anywho, thanks for joining me. As y'all know, um, I was reviewing the last episode and I was like, it was all right. I'm gonna give the next episode a chance. And yeah, I must say it has kept my interest and it was better than the last episode. So you heard it here first. I am going to review this entire season. They got me. I am really a little bit surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like this show, but it's pretty good, pretty good. And I see y'all have been watching my reviews for it. Um, Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Look past the fact that Brooks Marks is the censor of it, and that's how everybody knows each other. He kind of fades to the background when everyone else is on there. So yeah, give it a chance. But let's get into this episode. So we open with Ariana again. And I'm just like, damn, they're really trying to make fetch happen with her, huh? We then switch to Riley, and look, she keep reminding us that she's in Brooklyn. I'm just like, girl, we get it. Like, if Manhattan is too much for you, just say that. I'm just kidding. We cut to Crypto Bro and Dirty Georgia talking about the previous evening. And turns out we see in a flashback that Georgia didn't leave yet and was feeling a little froggy about approaching Riley. And Crypto Bro tells her it's probably not the best idea, especially because, she was a little drunk in this scene. And he kind of what's the word I'm looking for? He implied to her that Riley might get her ass together. And I think he saved her ass in that moment. So I'm glad she didn't go back out there to chastise Riley about not touching her dirty ass. We then see some randos who are friends of Crypto talking about Riley to Georgia. And then Gia is the topic of conversation as well. I mean, it's so interesting that it seems like Gia is kind of like the outsider of the group. Like, she's not really in the group of friends, but you would have thought that, she's that girl, but I'm guessing to other rich kids, it's just like, oh, I mean, your mom's Teresa Giudice. So what? Isn't she going through some money problems? Who are you? So it's just really interesting to see that dynamic because I thought that Gia would be a little bit more main character, and it's actually Riley. But we will get to that. So, speaking of Gia, she's in the city with her mom. We have our first Teresa Giudice cameo, and they're meeting Meredith and Brooks for lunch. I didn't mind this scene at all. I mean, we saw it in the previews. So Brooks is telling his mommy, what happened with Crypto Bro, involving his sister. Now, y'all know Meredith don't play about her kids. So when Brooks told her, you can see a little eye twitch coming from Meredith. Say what now? Because you know how she gets. We do see in a flashback, though, that Crypto did apologize to Brooks, and they seemingly squashed it. So then Teresa and Gia arrive. We get a background of, how the parties met, and they've known them for about 3 years. And judging from this scene, Teresa is still very much an airhead. And then here we go now. Brooks, like we're talking about the Crypto Bro again, and I'm just like, with the whole sister thing, I'm like, okay, we're giving this 2 episodes max because we're not going to be like talking about this all season, like Puppygate in Beverly Hills. Like, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about this one more time, and that's it. And especially if they squashed it already. So, the dynamic between, I would say, Brooks and Gia, and I would say the other housewife kids that are girls, like it almost gives like, the girl in the high school, like defending her gay bestie, like, stop, leave him alone. He's not gay. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm getting right now. And look, as a gay guy that, was in high school many, 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 many years ago, 20 feels like Jesus. 23 years ago, God, I've been out of high school for that long. Anyway, it just gives that energy because Brooks does not like stick up for himself. You know what? I didn't even think about this Taurus moon. I think he does have a little crush, like a straight boy crush on Crypto Bro. And I don't know Crypto Bro's name. That is his name on my channel. It is what it is. I'm not calling his ass his real name. He don't deserve it. Riley was 100% right. Keep you and your bad hygiene about 10 to 20 feet away from me. Yes, just in time for a reason to take a break from my statistics homework. Well, I appreciate y'all joining me. Let's see. Oh, so you're thinking that he's jealous of his sister and he wants Crypto Bro for himself. Well, he has really bad taste. I don't care that that's his name. His name is Crypto Bro. Okay? Anywho, it looks like Brooks has major insecurities with being passive and non-confrontational. I think he's on the wrong show. Like you gotta fix that. Like you better grow some balls and quick. Also, it looks like he's very aware. Like they're talking about, I guess, how they handle being a child of a housewife. And he's aware about the comments of him being annoying. And he's talking about his sexuality in regards to how people were because he was a plot line with Meredith and Jennifer Shaw or whatever. I remember that, but no, baby girl. It wasn't because of your sexuality. It was because of your personality, actually. You were insufferable. And now that you're dealing with people in your own age bracket, your slip is showing. Like you want to tussle with, you want to get in the housewives drama, but you can't even make it with people your own damn age. But let me get my foot off Brooks' neck for a second. Well, actually, before I do, I just think it's maybe because, like, the reason why he gets on our nerves is because he's an uninteresting vanilla wafer with a vocal fry. Any attestments towards that in the chat? Anybody disagree with me? How can Brooks be so non-confrontational when he usually has so much to say when his mom talks to him about her castmates? Exactly. I hope Meredith won't be in every episode. Now we are 2 for 2. You know what? I mean, he's such a fucking mama's boy that I think I expect her to be in every episode. No. We saw her real friend later in the episode. Like, we gonna talk about Riley, but I'm gonna keep it fair and balanced. She do. It's just her castmates that were picked for the show. So yeah. Anywho, now I'll get my foot off Brooks' neck. Now that I got that out the way. So hopefully after this show, people find Brooks less annoying. I don't think so, but we'll see. So then Gia talks about Dirty Georgia not washing her hands. I don't think I'm gonna call her Dirty Georgia in future episodes, but just for this one, I'm gonna just call her Dirty Georgia. Um, she talks about her towards Teresa, and Teresa's reaction to this, just hearing Gia talk about it, it's pretty priceless. And I love how production, they put a little anger thermometer under her. They ain't shit. So anyway, I did like this scene with Teresa. It was just the right dose. You know, it almost made her likable. But I had to remind myself that I've been watching Jersey since season 1. Anyway, next scene we're at Crypto Bro and his roommate's apartment. It is dirty, very dirty. And I see why he agreed with Georgia about the not washing hands. Shit is everywhere. Weed is everywhere in bags, just out casually for the cameras to see. Like, look, there is no way. So then we get a background of the roommate, and it looks like the roommate's a cast member or a friend of. But yeah, he's basically, I forgot what he said. He didn't say a content creator. He says a digital entrepreneur, something like that. But I'm like, oh, he basically does OnlyFans, and he looks like it. And I bet he makes a killing off of the white gaze. Like, he looks like it. He looks like one of like an Abercrombie and Fitch model. And you know, Google them during the late 90s and early 2000s. He fits right into that. I'm not a fan from Georgia, but a lot of people from Atlanta don't have a Southern accent because of the friends they hang with or their parents don't have it. I mean, I don't have a New Orleans accent. I mean, it comes out sometimes, but not everyone has a New Orleans accent. And Janice, you got to fix up that sentence. Stop typing so fast, y'all. Y'all gonna give me a stroke. At least the roommate wanted to clean up. Well, that place was too dirty. I'm sorry. Anywho, production is messy and ask his roommate what does he think that Crypto Bro does for money, and he's not sure. He says he never sees him work, and saying that he probably has a trust fund, which I think Crypto Bro admitted. Meanwhile, we see Crypto at his dad's place, and you see the privilege immediately. Like, of course, we learn he grew up in the Upper East Side, and he says his dad is a good father, but not a great dad, meaning his dad provided them with money, and that's about it. The other things like emotional support and shit like that, it wasn't given. We're not surprised. No one's surprised. It's a tale as old as time. I'm sure he was with nannies most of his young adolescence. But you know what? Violins. Get the tiniest violin. I don't care. I don't care. Next scene, we're with Ava and Amira. They're pretty close because they're both models, but different types of models. Traditional and more so like an influencer. We know who does what clearly. Ava, she still has the personality of a bag of sawdust, unfortunately. Side note, I really hate that Brooks and Crypto, they seem to be the focal point of this show. I really hate it, but otherwise, it's okay to watch. Next scene, we're with Ariana and her boyfriend going to a fabric store because they're thinking about starting a clothing line together. And I'm just like, bitch, ain't you looking for an apartment? Where are the priorities? You're living in a hotel, right? Where's your apartment first? Anyway, she wants to reach out to Riley and reconnect with her. So the next scene, we're with Ava and her dad, Dame Dash, and I need them to stop trying to remind us who he is. We know who Dame Dash is. I'm guessing this for the white people that's watching. I'm also wondering, was she around her dad as a child? Because how can I say this? Can y'all read between the lines when I say this? She doesn't act like she was raised around our culture. Our culture. Um, and then as the scene progressed, I was like, oh, it makes sense now. Like she moved to LA with her mom and her sister when she was young. And I'm thinking that's where the vocal fry comes in and the lack of culture that I see from her. And this is actually where things get interesting. For her at least, what makes her interesting, like her family dynamic and the rift between both of her parents. Like I think her parents still don't speak to each other. And you know, her mom is Becky with the good hair. If you know, you know. Um Hey, y'all said it, not me. I'm just trying to be politically correct. That's all. She said that when her parents divorced, she lived with Rachel Roy. Oh yeah, Rachel Roy, right? Not Rachel Ray. Thank you for correcting me. Rachel Roy. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Anyway, so then next scene we finally have I want to say Adriana for some reason. I'm sorry. We have Ariana and Riley reuniting. This is the first time they've seen each other, I think, in over 10 years. Before we see Riley call her mom, Candy Burris, and Candy encourages them to be friends regardless of the relationship she has with Kim Zolciak. Riley then asks her, like, well, what made y'all fall out? And Candy said, that's none of your business. And I'm just like, Riley, a quick Google search will answer your question. And did you not watch the show? Did you not watch the show? And I really thought, you know, we see them meeting together, and this was a genuinely sweet moment of watching them be reacquainted. It went really nicely. I like this scene a lot. So then they make plans with all of the housewife kids to just go out together. And I would love to see that actually. Excuse me. Oh, well, thank you, Janice, for the super chat. My spelling was correct, Mr. C. Diggy. You read it wrong. I said I'm not from ATL. Well, thank you for the super chat while getting me together. It's all of our business. Millions of people watched. Exactly. Yeah, I was confused by that. I'm like, girl, you know. So, next scene, we're with Amira on a date with her boyfriend. I'm gonna need them to dig deeper with her. Like, they're cute or whatever, but when's she gonna talk about being one of the dolls? Because that's the story that I want to hear. Because now, like, she's coming off just a little bit superficial, and I know there's some depth to you, girl. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. Giving you some grace. Next scene, the cast is having a night out in Brooklyn. I believe this was Riley's idea. I was hoping to see just the housewife kids and only them, the four of them. But we see Crypto Bro and his friends meeting up with Riley, and the others are on their way. Lord. Now we're introduced to somebody else, and I think I saw him on the promo. His name is Shy. And I'm not sure why he's barefoot in the confessional with Riley. And he's quite the airhead. Like, there's nothing really much to him, but maybe he makes a splash later on in the season. So then we see Brooks, Ariana, and her boyfriend on the way. And I'm just like, did she have to bring her boyfriend? You gotta, like, establish an identity first outside of your relationship and then bring your boyfriend around. But anyway, Brooks is being a messy queen, filling them in on, you know, the whole sister drama with him and Crypto Bro and the hand washing debacle with Dirty Georgia. So we get an interesting fourth wall break from Riley and Brooks in their confessional. And they're saying that Crypto Bro had a problem with more housewife kids being added to the show. And I'm guessing this is in regards to Ariana. And I'm just like, well, guess what, Crypto Bro? There'd be no interest in this show because I'm certainly not tuning in for your ass. So then the others arrive, and Crypto is already giving off an asshole vibe. And, with him and his OnlyFans sidekick. Oh, so we are over 100 people. It looks like y'all love this show. Oh my God. I love to see it. So we got 100 people in the chat. Make sure you like the video. And if you like what you see, you're new here, please subscribe because I will be doing the entire season. I'm glad y'all are enjoying my recap of this episode. So we're continuing, and this scene is getting a little tense and uncomfortable, which means it's a good episode. If you can feel the how uncomfortable it is, because Crypto and OnlyFans guy is clearly throwing shade towards Ariana. Like, we heard so much about you or whatever, and oh yeah, he's so interested. Anyway, I think Ariana peeps game what's going on. But later on, Crypto makes a joke about Georgia not, washing her hands and making sure like Riley has Purell. And Ariana says she has hers. And he's like, what? How do you know about it? And it looks like he has a problem with her knowing this information. I mean, if you want to be mad at your friend Brooks because he's the one that told her about it in the first place. But Crypto makes it known that he's annoyed by that. So then Brooks' sister is mentioned by Crypto jokingly, and Brooks looks like he's about to have like a panic attack. I'm just like, damn, his ass really gets so awkward and quiet, and he kind of retreats a little bit when it comes to confrontation. Like, dude, you are really on the wrong show. And I think, and look, I hate to give Crypto Bro the benefit of the doubt, but I'm guessing maybe, and this is just my theory, he brought his sister up again because he know that Brooks was the one that went and told Ariana about the whole hand washing thing. And I guess in his mind, because look, we're fair and balanced here, he's still an asshole. But in his mind, he's like, oh, not too much. That's my friend. I can talk about her like that. You can't, new girl, in my crew. So that's what he's thinking. But it still makes him an asshole. So Georgia arrives, and immediately she lets Riley know that she washed her hands. And, Riley begrudgingly gives her a hug. Now, time out. Just like the whole sister thing, like, we're giving this one more episode and we're going to move on, okay? Because I don't want to hear about this all damn season, because I'm giving y'all y'all flowers right now. This was a good episode, better than the last. But please, can we move on from Brooks' airhead sister and Dirty Georgia not washing her hands, okay? Because I don't want y'all dragging this shit. Now, let me see what y'all talking about. Amira is definitely boring as AF. To be honest, the non-housewife kids are boring. They ain't bringing it the way they think they are. Cyber Bro is trashy. I know this is a young adult, but so am I, so I can say it. Well, he's the oldest of the group. He's reaching 30. I think it's rich. The trust fund babies are judging the housewives babies. Exactly. That's the dynamic I'm talking about. You see it immediately. We trying to stay young. LOL. I learned aura is the new vibe. I have not seen anything of this show beyond the clip on YouTube. I'm telling y'all, give it a chance. It is like a mix between The Hills gallery girls, and it has a little bit of like housewives cameos sprinkled throughout. Like, it's not bad. Chris, you could be talking about the weather. I would still show up and show some love. Not for basketball wives, though. Well, I appreciate that. Thank y'all. It's good to know that I am interesting. The sister storyline is clearly produced for the show. I skipped those scenes. But yeah, I love how we're getting other moments like, Riley and Ariana, reuniting after so long. That was a genuine moment. The little like underlying Cold War between the housewives and the trust fund kids, So anyway, we're now with Georgia and Crypto Bro. They went out to smoke for a bit, and he lets Georgia know how Ariana is talking about the hand washing thing, and I guess how dare her for bringing that up. And he is really talking mad shit about her, and also calls her boyfriend, which I was kind of taken aback by because it was just nasty. I never heard this word. He calls him a cuck. Child, I had to Google that. Now, let me see. I Googled it and I screenshot it. Let me see. It means a weak, unmanly, or inadequate man who is often dominated by their female partner. Now, if you're using language like this, I just know you use the N word in private. Like, you use a lot of words about people and like when the cameras are down. So, Crypto Bro, he giving a type of I don't know, a Ramona tea for me. Anyway, that's what Diddy is. He enjoys seeing women have you know what with men. Oh, okay. Well, I never heard of that word. I don't really use that. I don't know people that use that word around me. So yeah. But thank you. Thank you, Carlos, for the more you know, the more you know. So yeah, I just think it's a little beyond foul how he coming like how he's coming at Ariana and her boyfriend so hard, He's definitely prejudging her based on her mom and status. And just being mean to her. I just thought it was completely unwarranted. So Georgia gets back to the table and confronts Riley about the hand washing thing. Oh my God. And excuse me. Sorry, I lost my place. And let me see. Sorry, y'all. Oh, so she's talking to Riley about that and says she felt judged and she was being scary about it. And now, before anybody goes off, though, I don't think she said that Riley was scary. She said she was acting scary towards her. She wasn't calling a black woman scary. So, because then I would have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, yes, bitch, I'm scared of you because you don't wash your damn hands. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm scared to touch you because I don't want to get what you have. I don't want to get sick and, yeah, germs. And I'm not even a germaphobe like that. It's just nasty. So then they go to the next location to go clubbing. Everyone's getting along. Ariana and Georgia, they're surprisingly bonding, which I think it's nice because they're from two different worlds. We then see Crypto again making a joke about fucking Brooke's sister. And now here's where I get annoyed with Brooks. Stop asking the girls to fight your battles for you. Like, stand up to him and put your foot down. Look, I'm sorry. You're acting like a little bitch. That's what you're acting like, Brooks. Stop telling the girls, oh my God, he's talking about my sister again. He's talking about my sister. And I want Riley and Gia and Ariana to stop fighting his battles for him. Like, I get Crypto Bro is an asshole, but that's not their fight. That's not their fight. That's what really annoyed me. Like, yes, it's wrong for him to bring up his sister, but Brooks, fight your own battles and stop expecting these girls to. Because you're big and bad in your confessionals, but in person, you're not. So then they all go outside the club. Ariana confronts Crypto about being a dick to Brooks. And now you have Ariana and her boyfriend versus Crypto. With Brooks, he's way off to the side spectating. And this is about you, about respecting you. I don't like that. So then Ariana, look, they were both going at it. They both kind of exchange some jabs. Like, Ariana got him with that, dude, you're the elder of the group. You need to be more mature. I was like, oh, okay, Ariana. And then he tried to get her with, yeah, I know you're groomed to be like this type of messiness right now, so have at it. Groomed? Damn. Look, Crypto being the toxic alpha frat bro that he is, it is what it is. Like, he's definitely channeling Spencer Pratt. If you like The Hills, he definitely is the villain Spencer Pratt type, and he's leaning into it. And look, as much as we hate the guy, we need a villain on these shows. So now he's stepping to Ariana's boyfriend saying, look, we can walk around the corner. Everyone else is like, say what? Now he's trying to fight somebody now. So it doesn't get to that, thankfully. And Crypto Bro and his friends, they all go their separate ways. And that is where the episode ends. And y'all, I must say, I am sold on this show. I am sold on it. I really liked it. Like I said earlier, it is Petty Hills drama mixed with a bit of Gallery Girls with a sprinkle of housewife cameos on top. I'm here for it. We have a clear villain, and I can't stand him, but he works for the show. Another observation is Brooks Marks is a coward. I'm not calling him a pussy because that is disrespectful to women, because the women were the ones who were sticking up for him. And, you know, they were confrontational on his behalf. So he's just a little bitch, and he's a coward, a little bitch boy. The only reason Brooks is on this show is because he knows everybody, and he's been introducing everybody. Now, I am really enjoying Riley. Are we not, y'all? Like, okay, like, she is basically main character energy, and that is exactly what I wanted. Like, I'm a little gagged by this. I hope Candy Burris is very proud. And I know she hooking up Riley with a stylist. She has to be or something. Like, Riley is definitely stepping up. Yes, Riley is just like her mom. And look, in the next episode, she putting hands on people. I'm here for it. Also, I really don't like how, I'm sure y'all noticed this as well, that Ariana and Gia, I don't like how they're being looked down upon by the other rich kids because of who their moms are. And it's, you know, again, it's a very interesting dynamic on this show. So I hope they continue to actually explore that. I feel like this was shade, Taurus. I think this was shade. But yeah, I give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. And I actually look forward to the next episode. Let me read some of y'all comments before I head out. I'm happy Riley is not a side character. Actually, Gia's the side character so far. Riley is a good cast member. Her nose is pinched, but she is open and honest. Now, see, I can't wait to see what Alex said about this episode, because that's who y'all want to see, because his foot is on Riley's neck. My foot is going to be on Brooks' neck every episode. Hudson was like, "You're not getting my daddy Zaxby's money." Trust fund bro against trust fund bro. That was funny. He's definitely giving D-head Spencer Pratt vibes. She's talking about crypto bro. And you're saying that the reason why Brooks won't stand up to crypto is because that's his crush. Okay. Why does Riley look like SpongeBob SquarePants? I'm not doing this today. Alex keeps his foot on Gia and Riley's necks. Riley hair about to turn red and stand up when she mad. We can bring it on down. Bring it on down. Anywho, y'all, that was my review of Next Gen NYC. Coming up next will be my review of The Real Housewives of Miami, season 7, episode 1. So look out for that. With that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.